I'm Filreis.
I'm Anna Safford.
And this is ModPoMinute, actually 5 minutes.
We're hoping to scratch the surface of a short poem that we like.
So let's get started. Well, I'm here with Anna and Erica. Hello to you both.
Hi.
We have a poem by Frank O'Hara called Like, and there is no way that in 5 minutes we can do justice to it. But it's a beautiful poem, so we'll just do the best we can. I'll read it, and then we'll talk. Like. It's not so much. Abstractions are available, the lofty period of the mind ending a sentence when the pain endures, departures, absences. And you are still on the dock. The smoke hasn't cleared from the last blast, but the ship is already in the Narrows. At noon, I sit in Jim's place, waiting for George, who is mopping the stage up, while 2 girls cry in the last row. I think they got laid last night, but who didn't? It was a spring night. Probably George did too. And now the ship has gone beyond sheets, windows, streets, telephones, and noises, to where I cannot go, not even a long-distance swimmer like myself. What's the basic story, Erica? I mean, there is one sort of in there, isn't there?
Yeah, it feels like it's a morning after poem, so...
Sex last night, and now he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, waiting for a friend.
Yeah.
Looking around. I'm imagining, like, the West Village, maybe.
Yeah. Anna?
It's such a beautiful kind of sadness. There's a French word for that, isn't there? Like that morning after sadness. There's literally a word for it in French. I can't think of it right now.
Why isn't there an English word for it?
Right,
That's
there should be. I mean,
question.
because this poem really does that as like a feeling, as an emotion, it kind of takes that moment of that thinking about that absence and like you're so vulnerable and.
So what time is it the next day? It's being narrated the next day.
Noon.
Yeah. So it was a long night because he goes goes to Jim's place, which is presumably a bar, and George is his friend who's mopping the stage up. So basically everything was open late, and George is just now mopping up. And there are some young women who are left over from the night before who are in the back row crying about something. Everybody's sad. They got laid last night, but who didn't? Yeah. So, and George too. He's waiting for George. And so, what about the title? Like, this is so great and so hard. It's not called love. It's not a love poem. It's a like poem.
It's
Can we riff on
It's a like poem, but I think it's also a poem using like as not affection, but an attempt to describe, like in a simile sense, like.
Comparative.
Right, like that comparative.
What is like something else?
Yeah, because at the beginning, it's not so much, like the poem kind of starts 3 different times, I'm trying to describe how this feels, I'm trying to describe what this feeling is, and I can't, so I'm just going to write this poem.
Yeah.
Right.
Erica, like?
Well, the whole poem seems to build up to this exquisite last 4 lines, and now the ship has gone beyond sheets, windows, streets, telephones, and noises to where I cannot go, not even a long-distance swimmer like myself.
There's like.
Yeah. So there's the only like in the poem, I think. And the poem itself has all of these starts of like an attempt to describe something, and it doesn't get there until the last 3 words.
And long-distance swimmer is, I think in O'Hara's case, not necessarily just a metaphor. I think he was a swimmer.
Yeah.
But he's not going to swim after a ship on which the lover of the night before is sailing away.
Right.
He's not going to do that. So like is really crucially important there because this is obviously an analogy. You get that wonderful list of all the things that are actually still here and therefore still here in the poem. If you can't have the lover, you might as well have the things that the lover left behind in the catalog. All right, final thoughts from each of you about this marvelous poem. Erica, final thought?
It's a gorgeous poem. I'm sort of playing around with like what would happen if the title was part of the first line, which I don't think it's meant to
Like
be.
it's not so much. Yeah.
Like it's not so much abstractions.
Another sense of like, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Hey, like, man. You know,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna, final thought?
I'm thinking about this final line. I agree with Erica. The last 4 lines are so resonant and wonderful.
Yeah.
But that not even a long distance swimmer like myself, I have the emotional endurance to long for this person, and I'm going to stop myself from doing that because that's even too much.
My final thought is about genre. I think O'Hara's an expert at dwelling in a genre and then moving to another one. In this case, it's a hybrid of Aubade, A-U-B-A-D-E, the morning after poem, and I do this, I do that.
Yeah.
It's got that.
Yep.
And it's just a perfect New York school version of the Aubade.
Yeah.
Thank you both. This was fun.
Thanks.
If you liked this episode, watch another and subscribe.
And join us for ModPo, a free and open course at modpo.org.